Craft Fairy. So today we're going to be working with the 3D Paradise dies. This is the set of dies here, and here's a little bit of inspiration. So there is also sold separately, you can buy the Paradise cardstock. So it's just a sample of some of the beautiful patterns. There's like some seashells in here somewhere, so it's really pretty. It is double-sided, so you can get that. Summer is over for some, and you want to go ahead and start taking those photos, printing them, and putting them into this easy mini album. It's so easy, you can make multiples. So let's get started. So to get started, you're going to need to grab 2 sheets of the same pattern of the 12 by 12. So this is going to be for our front and back cover. You're going to need another piece of the 12 by 12. We're going to cut it down, and this is going to create an envelope. I'm going to show you how to create an envelope for the album. And then you can use, there is going to be some leftover paper here that we can use. I'll see if we can use that, some of that as well. And then there's a smaller sheet, the 6 by 8 for a pocket. And then you want to take 4 more sheets of the smaller 6 by 8 size for your pages. And that is it. So let's get started actually cutting and scoring. So we're going to take the 2 12 by 12. Remember, if it's directional or pattern paper, you want to make sure that you have them lined up. So I am trying to see where this is exactly the same, and I'm struggling. So really this pattern doesn't matter. So you're going to take the 2 12 by 12, your front and back cover, and you are going to cut both pieces at 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. So 7 1/4 squared for both pieces. So I'm just lining both of these up. Make sure you have a good blade if you're going to cut, because this is some top quality cardstock, and you want to make sure that your trimmer or your cutter can cut through this. So 7 1/4 by 7 1/4 for your front and back cover. So that's going to be that. And then we're going to save the pieces here. We might can use these, so save these. If not, you can use them for another project. So then we're going to take the other 12 by 12 sheet that we took out for the envelope. I'm going to need you to cut that one at 9 1/2 by, let's see, where am I? 9 1/2 by 6 3/4. So that's going to be for the envelope that I'll show you how to make. So 9 1/2, 6 3/4. Put that to the side, and then we're going to go ahead and save your scraps. We're going to go ahead and cut down our pages. Let's do that. So for my pages, these were my pages. So we're going to go ahead, make sure your directional is correct. Pages, you want to go ahead and cut all 4 pages down to 5 1/2 by 7. So 5 1/2 by 7. So that's my first page, and you want to do your other 3 exactly the same. So the cover page had 2 of these long sheets. If you want to change this, you can get use some more of your paper, but I would recommend saving it and use your scraps. So this is going to be an insert for the pocket, for an insert for a photo mat for one of our pockets. So just cut that down to 10 inches by 4 inches. Put that to the side. And then for the actual pocket, you're going to cut this at, this was left over from the I believe the envelope, the 9 by something we cut out, 9 1/2 by 6 and something. So that's for the envelope. So go ahead and use that scrap, and we're going to cut this down to 5 and, let's see, let's do 5 1/4 by 5. So all right, so then we're just going to go ahead and put all that to the side. And then now we are going to go ahead and get started on the album. So you need your scoreboard. I will be using my Anna Griffin scoreboard. For the cover, you're going to take your sheets. So you are going to want to take this. It's the same size on both sides. So you want to take it and you want to score your front of your cover at 2 inches. 2 inches, and you want to set that to the side. And then for the back, you're actually going to score this one at, you're actually going to score the back at 5.5. Okay. So you want to score the back at 5.5. I went ahead and put some score tape. You can use glue, but it's going to take a minute to dry. So I went ahead and just used some tape, and I'm going to go ahead and join these together. Tape can be unforgiving, so just make sure you line this up and try to get it right on the first try. So I'm just kind of pretty much and I'm using this Suquane. I don't know how you say it, but it's a really strong score tape I did off of Amazon, and it is just not forgiving. So there you go. You have your cover. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and work on our pages. Here is the 4 that I've chosen. Make sure your pattern is correct. So you're just going to take it and you're going to score it at 1/2 inch along the 5.5 side. Remember, we did 5.5 by 7. So along the 5.5 inch side, you want to score at 1/2 inch. And you're going to go ahead and do that to all 4 pages. So you want to take your first page and you have your score line, and you want to go ahead and fold that score line, bring it towards you, give it a good burnish. You can use glue. I'm going to go ahead and use some of this score tape, and I am just going to run tape along this. And I need another little piece here, but I'm just running the tape here. You can also get this tape from like the dollar store, and I've used it. It's really good quality for projects like this. And I just need another small piece. All right, so I have my first page. I have it folded with the adhesive here, the tape. You can use glue, but remember, you're going to have to wait for it to dry. So you're going to take your book. This is my front cover. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. You see my score line there. I am going to line this up to that score line, but you want to leave at the top and bottom about 1/8 of an inch, because this book is 7.25 inches long, and the page is only 7 inches long. And that was done on purpose to give us a little space so the pages is not, they're not the same as the cover. So you just want to get that over. Excuse me. Sorry. Ma'am, do you mind? Thank you. So get that over to the score line. Make sure you leave a little bit of space at the top and bottom, and you just get that in, and you just press down. So remember, if you're using glue, you got to wait. So then you just continue with all of your pages. So I have my other pages. I've already put the adhesive on them. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these in. So you just want to line it up to the previous one and then fold it over. So now we have 2 pages, and then you want to go ahead and take your next one. Oh my goodness, Angelica, please. So I'm going to take my 3rd page, and I'm going to line this one up to the previous one. Press down, and then I have my final one here, and I'm going to line this up and press down. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 actual pages, but you have the front and back side to decorate. So look at that. From this point, if you don't want to do anything else, or you want to do your own thing to the album, this album is complete. But we are going to make an envelope for it and a pocket. So let's do it. You want to take out this piece. Remember that we cut earlier for our envelope. It was 9.5 by 6 3/4. So you want to turn this along the 6.5 side. So the shorter side, you want to score at 1/2 inch. So we're scoring at 1/2 inch, and we're scoring at 6 1/4. So 1/2 inch and 6 1/4. Okay. And then for the 9.5 inch side, you want to turn it and you want to score at 1 3/4. And then you want to score again at 6 1/8. Okay, so that is our envelope. So to complete this, I'm going to grab your scissors. So you want to grab your scissors, and you have the score line here. You see you have a smaller section here. You have your middle section, which is your actual inside of your envelope. And then you have the bottom section, which has the larger score line. So I'm going to show you if you want to wait to cut so you can see. So you're going to cut off the ends right there, and then also on this side. So there we go. So then you have a section here, and you have 2 little short rectangles at the top. That's how you know the top from the bottom. The bottom has the longer rectangles and then the score line, and then the top one has the shorter rectangles. So you want to cut the shorter rectangles out. And then do the same on this side. So it should look like this. So then we're just going to go ahead, and if you have the Anna Griffin scoreboard, it came with this notch and corner rounder. So I'm just going to round the corners. This is not, this is optional. You don't have to do this. So this is optional if you want a rounded corner. Something is wrong with mine. I think there's a piece of something stuck in mine. It's not working properly. So I'm just going to use my crocodile chomper. So yeah, so if you have that too, you can use that to round your corners. Okay, so that's what I'm doing, totally optional. So then we're going to go ahead and put this together. So here is the top. You see the shorter piece, and here is the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and start with the sides. We're going to fold these in on both sides. Okay. And then I'm going to be using this score tape. I think I want to use a smaller size of score tape. There's several different sizes. I believe this is 1/2 inch. No, this is 1/4 inch. Sorry. This one is 1/2 inch. So we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive from the bottom. Don't let it reach the top. It doesn't, you don't need it all the way to the top. So right about there. And if you don't know how to test that, go ahead and start folding it, and you'll see. So see, I got a little extra there. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll that back on itself. And then do some to the other side. And then we'll go ahead and get a closure for this. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and bring those in and bring this up. And there we go. We have a beautiful little envelope. You have this part here at the top that you fold down, and there you go. Super easy. So what I'm going to do to close it, I get these little Velcro closures from the dollar store. And I'm just going to take one positive, one negative, whatever you call it. And we're just going to get this lined up. So I like to do it from the actual top of the envelope. Just make sure you're not putting that there. And just test it. So you kind of got to put it at like close to the edge. And then just press down. Press it down, and then now you have a open and close envelope. Okay, so that's for the journal. So then now we're going to move on to the pocket. So you need your scoreboard again. So for the pocket, I believe we did 5 and let's see, we did 5 1/4, 5 1/4 by 5. Yep. So 5 1/4 by 5. So along the 5 1/4 inch side, you want to score at 1/2 inch and 4 3/4. So then you want to turn it this way, and you want to score at 1/2 inch. So that creates our pocket. So to finish this, you should have 2 score lines here and 1 across at the bottom. So you want to grab your scissors and you want to cut out the 2 little squares. So there you go. And then it's another one here, right there. So you want to go ahead and fold these depending on what side you're going to use. I'm going to use this side as the front of my pocket. So you have 2 sides and then you have your bottom. So you just want to get these folded in, and you're going to want to put some adhesive. Now, what I like to do is cut like at an angle, like right there. It kind of helps the bottom fold up a little easier. So it should look like that. So when you bring this up and fold it, it's not so bulky. So I'm just going to put some tape on the 2 sides, and then this bottom. So here I have the adhesive here on this side, and then at the bottom. So I'm gonna get the album because we're gonna go ahead and put this pocket in. And we are almost done. Sorry, struggling there with that. All right, so I'm gonna take my album, and I actually want to put my pocket on the front page, the front of the cover on the inside. So I'm going to, sorry, it seemed a little blurry there. So I'm going to go ahead and just close it, these 2 sides in, then bring this up, and I'm going to put this like close to the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you have a circle punch and you want to punch here for your little notch, you can do that. It's not that important to me. So then for that pocket, we also had left from our, we cut a 10 by 4 left from our cover. So remember, it was a 10 by 4. So you want to turn it at the 10-inch side, and you want to score at 5 inches. And all we're going to do is just fold that in half. So what that created for us was just somewhere for journaling or a photo mat for smaller pictures. If you want to be able to write on this, you can add some layer paper, solid color paper stock in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this, and this goes in that pocket. So this is what that was created for. All right. So then for the envelope, this was created for the back of the book. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue on that and glue that in. So just grabbing my glue. So then Angelica just got glue all over her little paw. All right, so I got glue there. On the very last page, which is the cover, the back cover, you want to decide if you want it to turn this way or this way. I'm going to go ahead and just turn it this way and press down. So this was created for you to either put some pictures, some photos in there, some tags, receipts, whatever you want to document. And so our book is complete. The base of the book is complete. The decorating is up to you. I did cut out some of the Paradise dies from some of Anna's foil matte cardstock, and it is super, super pretty. So let me just grab a few of those. So like I have these here, and you just want to take those and whatever else you have and just look how beautiful they are, especially in the matte foil paper. They're so beautiful. So the book is done. So you got your front, you got your pocket there. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages to decorate, to put photos, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to decorate, and I'll be back to show you the final project. So I forgot to mention that if you want to add layers to your, I'm not doing that just because, I mean, you can do it to make it the pages more sturdy, but this is Anna's paper. Like, it don't get better than this. Plus it's double-sided. So I didn't want to cover, this up with an additional piece of paper, especially if I'm going to use a photo or something to, cover up part of it. So, but if you want the front, I did write it down for you. The front cover layer would be 5 by 7. So for the front and the back, if you want to put another, layer there, or mats layers, whatever. The spine is going to be 1 7/8 this way by 7 1/8 the long way. Okay. So then for the pages, you want your pages, for the mats of your pages, you want to do 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. So that is going to be for your mats and layers if you choose to do so. So here is the finished album. So I just did like a little shadow box on the cover. And then I used the dies, the umbrella, the palm tree, the beach chair, the little leaves. These are my own flowers. These are from the Dollar Tree. And I just added some jewels. And then on the inside, I decorated the pocket. Don't forget, here's a little photo mat in there. And then you have 1, 2, you know, with front and back, you have 8 pages to decorate or to add your pictures, your journaling, whatever you want to do. It's just a nice little easy mini album. This is the back cover. The back of the page, the last page. And I just added some seashells there. And this is with a little envelope. You can add stuff inside there. So I have that. I also made another one. And it's just pretty much the same. Use different paper. Some of the other island papers. So I did the same thing, except this one I added 2 trees. And then I have a large handmade hibiscus there. And then, yep, same type of shadow box effect. No pocket here. I put it on the second page. So it's the same pocket. And then I just added the umbrella for decoration. And then this one we did, I only did 3 pages. And the other one I showed you, we did 4. So you could do 3 or 4. So then this is another pocket. This one is smaller. And then you have this page here. And then on the back page, I have an envelope, same envelope, just turned it that way and added some leaves. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you soon. Bye.